If you haven't heard of us, Writer's an approved AI vendor at Vizient. We've been working with the marketing organization for over 3 years now, most recently supporting the brand refresh initiative, but dating back to some of the OGs like Steve Walden, Kelly Stein, Thomas Rogers, Sam, AI Sam. And what we're starting to see, especially with teams like Cigna and Optum, is how the work we've done on the marketing side really extends into core sales workflows too. Across from those teams, sales reps are spending 60-70% of their time on research, deck creation, and RFP responses instead of actually customer engagement. And what we want to show you is how that work compresses from weeks into minutes with some of the dashboards you're seeing in front of you here. So let me click into the sales specific one. And what we structured around this is the type of stuff your team is already doing. Research, deck creation, RFP workflows, all in one central place. Each of these runs as a repeatable workflow so reps aren't starting from scratch each time. Let's start with the deep client research. So clicking there would take us into a specific reusable playbook where we would just input a customer name, function, the type of stuff you're seeing here. We're going to get a bunch of great deliverables that you're seeing on the left-hand side here. The big thing being the interactive dossier, but we can get this in a presentation. We can distribute it out via email. And the big thing here, you're going to see those integrations in the lower left. So things like Snowflake or integrating into your CRM and pulling it all together in a nice dossier like you're seeing here. So this is one example where we can standardize what reps are receiving ahead of calls, account research, executive context, financials, growth signals, competitive positioning, all synthesized into something usable and repeatable. And this could be tailored for current customers, prospective customers, you name it. The idea is instead of pulling data from multiple sources and stitching it together, this becomes a single starting point. And the idea also just enabling your staff to operate like their best people would. And then how does having access to this evolve how they're using? And overall, what you're going to see is reps being aligned from the get-go as opposed to starting from scratch for each meeting. From there, the other big one, going back to our dashboard here, is of course the sales deck creation. Now, I don't have a Vizient specific inputs for this section, so I'll show you an example based on what we produced for Cigna, just jumping to the chase here. So this pulls in research, structures the narrative, applies brand automatically. I know at Vizient they're more interested in doing the hero storytelling from a deck creation. This, to create something like this, typically creates or takes 10-12 minutes to produce a first draft once we've gotten all the right inputs. It gets reps 90% of the way there instantly, so refining and selling is something they'll still have to do, but they won't have to do the actual building side of it. And what we're hearing is a lot of this looks better than what some companies are producing right now, and we are able to import your brand standards, templates, things of that nature, and standardize. We're actually working on that deck use case with Kelly Randall right now. Lastly, but of course not least, going back into our dashboard, RFP responses. Same idea with the RFP responses. I'm going to use a Cigna example here, but it pulls from a centralized knowledge base and generates a full draft response. So if I click into one of the ones we've produced for them, and just on the left-hand side here, we'd love to give you a double click or a deeper dive. That's the playbook or agent running. But what you're going to see here is structured, compliant, tailored without stitching together past responses. So in closing, the pattern we're seeing is pretty consistent. When teams can shift from content creation to actual customer engagement, given the work, of course, you're already doing around the rebrand and the broader RevOps and seismic initiatives underway, we felt showing you this was a natural extension of how potentially your teams could be engaging more health system buyers. And all of this runs within the same environment your team already is using on the marketing side. So it's not introducing something net new, just extending what's currently working. So love to get your perspective on where something like this could fit in with your team and what you're doing with your other AI tools.